Wow. Thanks for joining us today. Today's a real special day. 50,000 subscribers. What can I say? One thing. Thank you, each and every one of you. Wow. Appreciate you watching, subscribing and commenting. However, you're not here to hear me drone on about 50,000, but thank you. So where are we today? Today we're going to the Goat at Shepperton. Now, it's part of the Stonehouse chain, and they've got about 90 restaurants throughout the whole of the country. Now, I've done my research, and this, by all accounts, out of all the different chains and individually owned places, is the cheapest. I'm hoping so. As always, let's give it a go. The eagle eyes amongst you will recognise a special friend has come back. Put it in the comment section below. Have you noticed? Come on then. Okay, so we come inside. First and foremost, it's quite a spacious pub. Very, very big inside here. As you go through the door, you've got a bar area to the left-hand side, and you walk through, and you've got the restaurant area to the left-hand side. Now, yeah, music's very loud, very, very loud. Now, I've gone for the Carvery, just to let you know. You go in, you actually pay at the counter before you actually eat. They give you one of these things here, which you actually hand over to the chef behind the counter. Now, for the traditional Carvery, it's £8.99. So that's what I've had. But I've got a menu here in front of me. That is one ginormous menu. It's got homemade pizzas, starters, the Carvery, their set menus, sandwiches, sides, you name it, is all in here. And a big page of desserts on the back. The interesting thing here is on their set menu, they do 3 courses for £13.99 or 2 courses for £11.49. And again, with the Carvery, you can have add-ons. So if you want pigs in blankets, it's another £2.50. Or if you want a real big one, yeah, go large, it's an extra £2. But I've just gone for the traditional one. So, okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up to the counter there and make a choice. See you in a bit. Okay, so you've got your sage and onion stuffing there. You've got roasted onion gravy, some peas, mixed carrots, green beans, cauliflower cheese, homemade mash. What's this one? Cheese and potato pie, and the roast potatoes. Ruffled roasties. Not much there, is there? Okay, I'll put some stuffing on the plate. What I'll do is I'm going to make a selection here. Or just look over here. Obviously, you've got all the different sauces available as well. So, I'm not sure what that is. Obviously, the cranberry sauce, mint sauce, mustard, brown sauce, and ketchup. Okay, so I'm going to make a bit of a selection, and I'll see you back at the table. Oh, take a look there. The gravy is definitely hot and steamy, isn't it? Okay, let's see what it tastes like. Okay, so I've got my Carvery here. I want to take a closer look. It's maple roasted gammon there. You've got the beef, and underneath you have some turkey. Now, in fairness to the guy, when he carved it off there, it was quite a sensible portion that he's giving me. Now, first impressions, some of it does look a little bit dry. When I got the stuffing there, for example, I had to take the crust off the top and then dig right down. The roast potatoes do look very dry, and I think the gravy is going to save the day, if you like. So I've got some fine beans there, cauliflower cheese, mashed potato, roast potatoes, and Yorkshire pudding. Now you saw how steamy the gravy was, so that should help sort of balance things out. Now you can go back as many times you want when it comes to the vegetables and the roasty, not the roasties and all the vegetables and what have you. So, no, if you've got a big appetite, you can go back as many times as you want. Okay, let's see what it tastes like. Okay, I'm going to mix things up. I'm going to do the vegetables first today. Let's try one of the roast potatoes. If you actually come in a little bit closer here, you can see they do look a little bit on the dry side. Crikey. Okay. And obviously, I've got to be realistic here. They've been under the heat lamps for a while, so. Well, actually, the roast potatoes win the award for being not the best roast potatoes I've ever had. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, it's homemade mashed potato. Let's have some peas with that. Now, that is nice mashed potato. Really buttery. Only slight problem is it's a little bit lukewarm. But as potato goes, yeah. Taste-wise, not an issue. Let's have a look at the cauliflower cheese here. Yeah, you can taste the cheese through there. Cauliflower is nicely cooked. But again, same issue with the mashed potato and cauliflower cheese. Just a little bit lukewarm. And the green beans. I'm very sorry to be repeating myself, but again, they're lukewarm as well. Let's get on to the Yorkshire pudding. I made a bit of a gravy boat there for the Yorkshire pudding. Let's cut that in half again. Yorkshire pudding, nice crunch on the outside. No issues on the Yorkshire pudding. The gravy certainly helps, and talking of which, the gravy is nice and thick and incredibly hot. Now, let's try the roast beef here. That is a very nice piece of roast beef. It's actually very tender. It's got a lovely flavour to it. I was really concerned there because if you take a close up there, you can actually see it does look very, very dry. But it actually has got a good flavour to it. I'm going to try that bit there. No complaints. That's very nice. Now, let's try some of the turkey. We'll have it with the cranberry. No, that's very good as well. It's nice and moist. I mean, again, because the situation with the vegetables, I thought this could be quite dry. It was interesting when he carved it off. He took the first slice off, put that to the side, and then started carving. Nice touch. Let's have that with some cranberry there. Excellent cranberry sauce. Goes well, obviously, with the turkey. So far, very impressed with the two meats I've had. Now, the gammon is maple gammon. See it there? And a couple of slices underneath. There's a nice smokiness coming off the gammon there. And the one tiny problem is just a touch, and I do mean just a touch dry. I'm going to go in again, give that another chance. Let's take a look at it there. Have some mustard on there. Do you like my English mustard? Yeah. It is just a touch dry. It's a shame because you can taste the maple there. Just a shame. But what has impressed me here is certainly the meats. All of them now, okay, with the exception of the gammon, the turkey and the beef, excellent flavours out of them, not dry at all. The gammon has got nice flavour. You can taste the maple there, but just a touch dry. One thing I haven't tried, by the way, is the stuffing. Sage and onion stuffing. Yeah, that's actually quite nice. Now, I think that's quite strange here. Some of the components on this plate, it's very, very good. It's excellent gravy. Nothing wrong with the Yorkshire. The taste's got a real nice, it's nice and smooth, if you like, buttery. I do like the roast beef. I really like the turkey. And the flavour of the ham is excellent. As I said, just a little bit dry. Do you know, it's not too bad. It actually isn't too bad. What it does need is a little bit of seasoning. Let's put a little bit of seasoning on there. Not too much. The other thing, now normally if I was coming in for the carvery, I would have gone for the turkey and the gammon. But for the purpose of doing the review, I decided to have a bit of everything. So, yeah, that's why I have a bit of everything. Actually, when you go to a carvery, what do? Do you have a bit of everything, or do you just say, right, I'm just going to go with the roast beef, or do you do a mixture? What do you do? What I'm going to do, I'm going to tuck in here. I'll see you guys shortly. Aren't you impressed over these meats? Okay, got to say, the big issue here is the roast potatoes. Now, obviously when I went up there was only a small amount left there and they hadn't replenished them. However, I threw this, there's a window there behind the cameraman, I guarantee it would go straight through the window. Now, the only other little bit of an issue I have is the temperature. You know, in fairness, that happens on a lot of buffets, but the temperature of the vegetables isn't great. The funny thing is the meat's no problem at all, but yeah, the gravy certainly helps. It helps, one, moisten up the plate, but it also helps bring the temperature up as well. Okay, sorry to keep going back to the meat, but that turkey's excellent, especially with the cranberry. I want to be very, very fair here. You've got to bear in mind you can go back up and get as much veg as you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if they've replenished the roast potatoes, and if they have, I'm going to get another one, give that a go. See you in a minute. Unfortunately, they haven't. So I'm stuck with these guys. I'm not going to have them. I'm going to have the rest. Okay, so I finished the meal. So what I'm going to do, because the music is really loud here, I'm going to go outside and do my final review and what have you. I've already paid the bill, as you can see. So that's what I'm going to do. See you outside. Okay, so what did I think? Well, first of all, a bit about the pub. The goat needs a bit of a refurb. The outside there looks a bit tatty and yeah, it just needs a little bit of a refurb. However, standards inside, no problem with the standards. And I've got to say, staff, really good. Excellent staffing in there. Very, very, very attentive. So well done to the staff. The pub itself, it's got a bit of a mix because obviously it's got a massive food menu there, but it also does loads of specials. And you look around here, 2 G&Ts for £10. It's got cocktails up there, 2 for £12. So it kind of, if you like, caters for a mass market, if you like. So yeah, it's trying to balance exactly what it's looking for. So on to the food. Now, what I did like is when the chef carved off the meat there, as I said inside, he took the first slice off because obviously it wasn't particularly busy in there. And so he took the first slice off and then carved and gave him the second slice. And that was on everything. So I thought that was a nice little touch by him. So well done. Then you actually went up and you had all the vegetables there. Just staying on the meats. Beef, very good. Excellent flavour to it. Really like the turkey. That was the star of the show. Wasn't too much wrong with the gammon. Just that little bit dry. And might be a little bit picky there, but it was a little bit dry. Then you come on to the range of all the vegetables there. Hang on, the Yorkshire pudding as well. That was okay. Yorkshire pudding was Yorkshire pudding. Then you come on to the range of vegetables there. Nice selection. And it wasn't a big selection, but the big problem with all of it was the temperature. And that's always the issue with carveries, because without the steaming hot gravy, which was very good by the way, without that steaming hot gravy, it would have been a little bit on the cold side. It was it was a bit tepid, but with the hot gravy, it sort of made it a bit better. Roast potatoes, oh my good God, they were shocking. They were bad roast potatoes. Now, I actually thought, well, I'll go back up and see if they've replenished them and, you know, review them again if you like, but unfortunately they hadn't. So yeah, I couldn't eat the roast potatoes. But, you know, as a plate of food, yeah, it wasn't too bad. So on to the bill, £8.99. Now you've got to bear in mind that's cheaper than Brewer's Fare, Beefeater and Toby Carvery. Now, is it worth £8.99? I've got to be honest, I'd pay the extra £1 and go to Toby Carvery, because I think the quality in Toby Carvery is just that bit better. And for the extra £1, without a shadow of a doubt, yeah, I'd go to Toby Carvery. However, there's a big however here, this wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad at all. The veg, had that been a little bit warmer, you know, the roast potatoes, if they'd been completely different roast potatoes, I actually would give it a better mark than what I'm going to give it. So come on, what marks am I going to give it? 6.5 out of 10? 6.5 out of 10. Would I come back here again? Do you know something? For the money, I actually would come back. Yeah, I think I'd come back. However, I need better potatoes in there without a shadow of a doubt. And, you know, the roasties were pretty poor. You saw that yourself. But you've got to bear in mind, value for money here. £8.99 for 3 meats on a roast. You can't really knock that, can you? And as I said earlier on, the meats were very good. The thing to bear in mind is they've got 90 branches throughout the whole of the UK, and you know, they all differ everywhere, don't they, really? And it all depends on the time of day you go and who's cooking and serving. Now, the one thing I want to say is the staff here was really, really good. However, kind of needs a bit of attention to detail here. It's just lacking, if you like. So just a bit of an investment. If you could like and subscribe to the channel, you know I always appreciate that. And finally, I still want to thank you again. 50,000 subscribers, blown away. Absolutely. So thank you very much for that. Until next time, bye-bye.